By the way, the NCAA feeling the heat as people like me were making fun of them over the last couple of days with this nonsense about Jim Harbaugh. The NCAA has always been reactionary. Today, this morning, handed out a 4-year show cause against Jim Harbaugh for unethical conduct. It means nothing because Harbaugh's never going back to college football. And the other stuff's just ticky-tack. So he's not Department of Internal Affairs director at Michigan. He's a football coach. He's got 85 players, 20 people staff, 18 people training. You don't know every single thing that's going on. College basketball, Rick Pitino at Louisville, you have a much smaller roster and a much smaller staff. It's much easier to get your arms around everything. There's stuff that happens on programs you don't absolutely know every little detail. And I'm not, I just think the stuff's so ticky-tack and nonsensical that literally one of his coaches verified an Instagram account for a player. You could pay that player $1 million in high school. That's okay. But verifying an Instagram account, that is over the line nonsense. The toothless, no-bite NCAA. This means nothing because Harbaugh's not going to go back to college. He got out at the right time with all the NIL and transfer portal. The NFL's a better place to coach now because you get some time off. You'll get like 6 weeks of literally time off. Lincoln Riley at USC doesn't get 6 days. He got to take his phone with him for recruits. And by the way, I'm not saying college football is not going to grow, but from a coaching perspective, once they added a second recruiting signing day, those guys have no life. College football coaches have no life. You may get like 5-6 days once a year to take off. NFL coaches get several weeks off. You can disappear for a couple of weeks in the offseason. You can't. I mean, now in the NFL, a lot of these coaches like Sean McVay won't even go to the combine. It's a waste of his time. So, nonsense. When somebody will not bend a knee. But in Jim Harbaugh's case, he won't bend a knee because he's right. The NCAA, toothless, without power, gutted, thankfully, came out and has said 7 members of the Michigan staff were doing naughty things. Let me read you some of the things they did, and then I'll let you listen to Harbaugh, who was a riot yesterday. The draft by the NCAA says Harbaugh could face a show cause restriction if he ever returns to college sports. He's not. He's going to go win Super Bowls for the Chargers. Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter and the DB coach Steve Klingscale came to the Chargers from Michigan. They're accused, this reads like a Saturday Night Live comedy skit. They're accused of violations at Michigan. Here's one of them. Klingscale is accused of helping a recruit get verified on Instagram. That same recruit, you could pay $1 million a year to play out of high school. But this is one of the big ones. That the assistant coach got one of his players verified on Instagram. I mean, is this a witch hunt or not? Another one is allegedly sending text messages to high school sophomores. You mean the same ones Ohio State or Michigan or Clemson or Georgia could pay $600,000 to legally? I mean, you got to be kidding me on this stuff. So you can pay a high school player $500,000 cash. You can wear shirts. We pay players. Park Lambos in front of the recruiting facility. But you can't verify an IG account or send a text? This is a witch hunt. There is nothing in this ruling, nothing that proves Harbaugh knew any of it. He's being punished, honestly, because he said, no, you can't have my cell phone. No, it's nonsense. That's what he's in trouble for. The other part of the draft that I found interesting, it says he did not identify possible red flags. I didn't know he was the director of internal affairs at Michigan. I thought he was the football coach. What a joke. The NCAA is a foregone era. It's a dinosaur. It's Jurassic. It's a relic. They have no power anymore, and this is a witch hunt. Day one on Jim Harbaugh's Michigan watch, they were going after him. And you know who was really going after him? Michigan State and Ohio State. They're the ones getting all riled up here. as Harbaugh started rolling them. I mean, I've had a saying for years. I wrote about it in my first book. Say it out loud. If you're wondering how dangerous something is, how formidable something is, say it out loud. I will. Fake mustache assistant gained access to rival sidelines to steal signs, something everybody willingly does in the sport. Yeah. Verifying an IG account. Writing a $100 check to a charity golf tournament for one of the players. Really? You want me to be outraged by that? He was a target day one. I know what my eyes told me. Michigan built a powerhouse based on all of Harbaugh's career principles. Physicality, intensity. Every day at practice matters. I still don't know what Ohio State's offense is. It's pretty. It's not physical. I don't know what Michigan State is either, other than a gigantic tire fire. But I know what Harbaugh's teams are, and I know what Jim Harbaugh is. And yesterday with the Chargers, he talked about these allegations.
Never lie, never cheat, never steal. I was raised with that lesson. I have raised my family on that lesson. I have preached that lesson to the teams that I've coached. No one's perfect. If you stumble, you apologize, and you make it right. Today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor complicit in those said allegations. So for me, it's back to work and attacking with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
Ticky-tack nonsense for a gutted and powerless NCAA. If Michigan wanted to send their aggressive attorneys after him, they'd win, hands down. This is desperate. It's ticky-tack. It's laughable. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Verifying an Instagram account, writing a $100 check to a charity golf tournament. Really? This stuff doesn't even qualify as level 2 stuff. It's like level 8. Fake mustache, dark glasses on a cloudy day on the sidelines from an assistant, low level, one step above grad assistant, whose name is patio furniture to get a sideline pass. I mean, come on, man. You got to be kidding me. This stuff is nonsense. Good for Harbaugh. I know what I see when I watch Harbaugh teams. Physicality, toughness, resilience. If you think people really care about this outside of Columbus and East Lansing, bring up Pete Carroll's name in L.A. Nobody cares. It's all, he won games. He changed kids' lives. He was optimistic. He was amazing for the city of Los Angeles. Nobody cares about the Reggie Bush nonsense. Nobody cares about this either outside of Columbus and East Lansing.